All right, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you saw from our quiz today that this isn't a trick, yes? Okay, it is supposed to be just straightforward, holding you accountable. That's it, not a trick. We will be doing them 4 days a week going forward. Sometimes it'll just be vocab. As you can see, tomorrow you just have vocab. Okay, but on Thursday we're going to do vocab and some notes, and that'll help us kind of stay on top of our content, help us see what questions could possibly look like on the test. It's only worth 5 points a day, so it's not going to kill you. Perfect, thank you very much. So, have your notes out from yesterday. Okay, so as we started talking, actually, let's do a little bit of whiteboards to support our notes. Yes, how fun. On your whiteboard, please tell me what 2 groups of people are making money off of the Silk Road. What 2 groups of people are making money off the Silk Road? Remember, I stood on my desk and made Kelsey super uncomfortable, pointing at my map. Good. What we got, Aunt Fletcher? The Italians and Muslims. Okay. Who can raise your hand and tell me why the Muslims are really running most of the trade? Why are they in regard instead of someone else? Matilda.
They're going straight to the stores to get it. They're not like importing from anywhere.
Okay, yes, but why are the Muslims the one doing it though? Why didn't we see like Europeans?
Because they know how to
Hi Zach, you're not Matilda. That's Matilda.
They're the only ones really capable of crossing.
So they're the only ones capable. Giada?
They knew their way around better than weren't gonna get lost.
Because the most dangerous part of the Silk Road is where, Giada? It's in the Middle East. Yeah, it's in the Middle East. So obviously the people who grew up there know the land better than anyone else, right? Okay, so they're the ones really facilitating, and then the Italians. On your whiteboard, please tell me, the most expensive items in the world are coming from what modern day country? The most expensive items in the world are coming from what modern day country, Sloan? China. On your whiteboard, give me 2 items that are being traded on the Silk Road. Good. Good. What do we got? Braden.
Silk and pepper.
Silk and pepper. Also salt is a big deal. Hillsborough County really wants you to know salt is being traded, even though salt isn't that big of a trade item, but here we are. So salt and silks are going to be your 2 big ones coming out of there. On your whiteboard, please tell me who is going to be selling the Silk Road items to Europe. On your whiteboard, please tell me who is going to be selling all of these goods to the Europeans. Patrick. The Italians. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is Sorry, I'm trying to scroll through my thousands of stuff. Please tell me, true or false, the Silk Road is one road. True or false? You got a 50-50 shot here. True or false? Chelsea. False. It is not a singular road. It's multiple roads. And it's also sea routes. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is it called? The animals being tied together and moving across. What do we call that? When we have a bunch of animals tied together, moving goods. What is it, Giada? Caravans. Okay, now I would like you to take a look as we are going through. I'm going to be adding information over here, yes? So, as we kind of go, because remember, starting on Thursday, I can ask you on our little 5-question quizzes, I can ask you anything from our notes, and that information will also be up here. Not all the time, we can agree, yes? But I'm going to give you hints, of course. Caravans are typically made up of what type of animal? Good. What do we got, Mimi? Camels. And why are camels the most preferred, Mimi?
Because they need less water.
There you go. They need less water. Perfect. Okay. All right. right. So yesterday we got to Islam. Yes.
Everybody.
We didn't finish it. Perfect. Here we go. Okay. So Islam is going to be one of the most popular religions in the world. Oh, barely. Or did you pack up early, Jen? Girl. Okay. Now, friendly reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that I have all of these PowerPoints online. I'm aware. I post it so people can keep up and stuff like that. I don't mind if you're using my resources to keep on board. Are you working or are you finishing your text? Well, just do the one that's there, dude. You're doing nothing at the moment. Anyway, I have all of these resources online for you to be an asset. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do that as a favor for you to help you. Listen carefully to the next part. It pisses me off when you get ahead of me, yes? So, if you ever come to class with the whole packet already filled in, I'm gonna lose my damn mind, yes? Do we see the difference? Okay, I don't mind you helping yourself, and I don't mind you taking a photo of it so you can copy it down faster. All of that is fine by me, but taking advantage of me is not okay. So, coming into class and having it completely done, the reason is because if you have it completely done, you're not gonna listen to a damn thing I say. Okay? It is not going to work out long term for you. I'm telling you that because I've done this for 11 years now, yeah? So come to class and do the work with me. If you fall behind, then use my stuff online. Do we see the difference between the two? I provide it to make your life easier. Do not take advantage of it. Okay. So, as we know, the Holy Book of Islam is called the Quran. It is called the direct and unchangeable Word of God. We're going to add a little bit more to it. It is going to be the most popular religion in the world by the time you die. Isn't that fascinating? It'll overthrow Christianity. It has a higher conversion rate, and Muslim families typically have more kids, so technically they just have more babies that are born into the religion. It has a higher conversion rate than Christianity, so more people are converting to Islam than they are converting to Christianity. All of these things are happening. Why are they standing outside my door? Anyway. Alright, are we done? Perfect. So, here we go. Who can raise their hand and tell me what this is? What is it? Richard. The Kaaba. Now the Kaaba, okay, is made out of onyx, which is a black rock that is very, very expensive, one of the most expensive rocks in the world. However, the black box is covered by black velvet. So this is black velvet. It's not the onyx itself, it's black velvet. And then it is hand sewn with gold. This is straight up gold thread that they sew. They redo the cover every single year for Hajj. Okay? So what you're currently seeing is the Kaaba. All of this are people. These are people. And there's another layer up here of people. There's actually 3 layers to this mosque. It is the largest structure in the world for prayer, largest religious structure in the world. It is located in Mecca, which is controlled by Saudi Arabia. This is during Hajj. During Hajj, every single person is required to wear a white robe tunic. Okay, so it's like a really loose fitting shirt, really loose fitting pants. You have a head cover. Everyone is wearing the same one. Everyone is wearing the same thing because you're not supposed to differentiate yourself because you're all followers of Muhammad and Allah. Does that make sense? So everyone is dressed the same. So you can't tell the difference between a rich person and a poor person because Allah sees them all the same, which is why they're all dressed the same. This is during Hajj, okay, which is the largest movement of people any time of the year. Hajj, okay, and it happens for a 2-week period, and it constantly changes when the Hajj is because it goes by the Arabic schedule. Okay, isn't it cool? Isn't that gorgeous. So when Muslims pray, they do a complete submission to Allah. And how they show submission, which is across multiple cultures, it's not just Islamic cultures, but to show submission to someone is you typically bow down and you put your forehead to the floor to show ultimate submission. In China and in Japan, they call it kowtow. Have you ever heard of that? It's when they submit to their emperor or submit to whatever, okay? Here in Islam, they call it the prostration, where they bow all the way down to show complete submission to Allah. Men and women pray differently, pray in different places of mosques because their butts are in the air and they don't want anyone to distract you from your prayer. So, okay, here's some more of the prostration. How cute. He's learning how to pray. Okay, but as you can see, the toes are down, the forehead's to the floor. They do it 7 times, I believe. There's a whole ritual. Just like if you go to a Catholic Mass. Okay, if you've ever been to anyone here ever been to a Catholic Mass? Like Roman Catholic? Okay, you're standing, you're sitting, you're kneeling, you're standing, it's like a whole aerobics class kind of thing. You're constantly in motion. There's a whole reason for all those things. Same thing with Islam as you pray. So, just so you know, this is the Kaaba. Yeah, that's a lot. There's 4 tiers here, and all of this is people still. So essentially, from what I was explaining, is when you enter the mosque, the Great Mosque, which is where the Kaaba is, you enter from the top during Hajj, and then you work your way down, and it takes hours on hours on hours and hours. And what they're doing is they're doing prayer, and the goal for every Muslim is to walk around the Kaaba 7 times. In Islam, just like Judaism, 7 times is a huge thing because of Abraham, an Abrahamic story, so they want, that's part of their goals. It is absolutely stunning. Everything is done in a white marble, and it is absolutely gorgeous, and it's all Arabesque, remember, because you're not allowed to have any images. It's so beautiful that Rihanna did a photo shoot outside of it. Now, when you're in an Islamic country, they have certain cultural expectations, and one of the things is, especially near the Great Mosque, is you have to have your hair covered, and you have to show modesty. Well, Rihanna, not really known for her modesty, right? And we're talking like completely covered, loose clothing, the whole thing. Guys, it's the most precious, most religious site in the world, yeah? Okay, so she took off her hair cover and took off her covering on her body and had this like super cute outfit and was posing in front of it because it's absolutely gorgeous. It's all white marble. It has these really beautiful lights. It is absolutely gorgeous. Well, your girl Rihanna is no longer welcome in Saudi Arabia. She can't fly into the country. She's banned. Okay? So, now, ladies and gentlemen, would you want, I'm Roman Catholic, I don't want people walking into St. Peter's Cathedral in Vatican City and like taking off like their clothes and stuff like that. You can't walk into Vatican City without having a covering on for women and men. Like men, you're not supposed to walk in shorts and tank tops. Women cannot wear tank tops, the whole thing. So there's clothes restrictions in every religion. It's not just Islam. Okay, here's a mosque, a different style of one. Here we go, a divided followers. Alright, so the major Islamic sects are Sunni and Shiite. The Sunni Muslims believe that their leader should follow Muhammad's example. The Shiites believe that their leader should be Muhammad's descendants. Okay, Islam teaches the existence of only one God and Allah in Arabic language. Now, Arabic is considered the true language of Islam. Why do you think? Why do you think? Oh, I'm so sorry, Islam. I didn't mean to kick you. Why do you think Arabic is the true language of Islam? We have no idea. What language do you think Muhammad spoke? Arabic, yes. So, the Quran is written in Arabic. It isn't up until about the last 150 years that they even translated the Quran outside of Arabic. Today you can buy an English Quran. I own one actually. Okay? It has been translated into different languages, but for the longest time they wouldn't translate it because the true language of Islam is because Muhammad spoke Arabic. So that's pretty cool. Okay? Now, the biggest problem is, so Muhammad did all these incredible things and he inspired, millions and millions of people with his actions and stuff, and that's really cool. However, the one major fault of Muhammad is that he never laid clear a line of succession. So when Muhammad died, he didn't tell the rest of Islam how to pick the next leader. Oops! If we could go back and do this, we would save millions of Muslim lives by not having them fighting each other, yes? I think this is the greatest mistake Muhammad did, and I don't say he makes mistakes often, but this is the biggest mistake. So, when Muhammad dies in 632, okay, Islam falls to his best friend, Abu Bakr, and then it goes to one other person, and I can't think of his name. That's not good. You don't need to know their names anyway, but I should be able to tell you pretty easily, but here we are. So Abu Bakr is the first caliph. The second one goes to Abu Bakr's best friend, son-in-law, okay? And then after that, it's chaos. Because the Muhammad's line has ended, okay? No one knows. So from that point on, we have Muhammad, then we have two successful-ish caliphs, and then chaos. Because no one knows how to elect the next caliph. And that is why. Should it be the most qualified person, or should it be someone who is affiliated or a direct descendant of Muhammad? That is the biggest problem. This is such a big problem that in Iraq today, in 2021, Sunnis are killing Shiites. It is a genocide that has covered the whole world. On all places around the world, Sunnis have been killing Shiites. And in times throughout history when the Shiites are in power, so people who believe in the direct descendant, have been killing the Sunnis. So it's an internal civil war inside of Islam. So this is a huge problem. Now, when we talk about the iconoclasm, which happens to be on my wall over there, and we talk about the great schism between Eastern Orthodox and Roman Catholicism, did they go ever after killing each other in big ways? No, because they have 1,200 years of being the same. Does that make sense? In Islam, they have about 30 years of all being Muslims, and then it splits to chaos, and so there's some really deep-seated hate between the two of them. So that has caused millions upon millions upon millions of deaths throughout history, and it's a huge issue in Islam, still to this day. Sunnis are the largest sect, Shiites are the smallest, and we see that this is a huge problem throughout. Alright, demonstration of devotion. Let's do it. Okay. So, Muslims are showing their devotion by performing lifelong acts of worship known as the 5 pillars of Islam. These include faith, prayer, almsgiving, fasting, a pilgrimage to Mecca, and 5 times a day Muslims face the world and face Mecca and pray. So we're going to talk about those in much greater detail. So, interesting. Well, I find interesting. So, this pandemic has been happening for almost 2 years coming up here, yeah? And I happen to know someone for the first time in the hospital because of COVID. He's 38 years old and is in the hospital, and he is on day 9 in the hospital. And he ain't getting out anytime soon because of COVID. Whiskey Bruce. What a mess. Virginia, please pull up your mask. Andrew. It's not even close. Am I the only one that's on it? Okay. Your other classes just completely ignored? Is that okay? Seriously? Straight up off? Would you say that's correct? So I'm like the only hard out in this lot? No? Okay, good. So there's other people looking for it? So I'm just the crazy one? Or am I the crazy one? Oh, you're so sweet, son. That's a nice lie. Alright. Are we done? Oh my god, shall we fill in our little chart?
Yes.
No.
Let's do it. See? Let's do this. How exciting. How much longer we got?
7 minutes.
7? No, I'm actually going to fill out my own. Or do you want me to fill out yours?
Yes.
Because I already got one for the binder here. Because I just don't have 10,000 copies. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to fill in our little chart. Here we go. Open. Please work. Yes. All right. What? Where is my pen? Here we go. All right, here we go. So the first pillar of Islam is faith. It is the belief that Allah is the one, and I'm going to underline it and make it all caps, is the one true God. Prayer is your second pillar. Okay, so all Muslims must pray 5 times a day. As they face Mecca. Hajj is your third. All Muslims must or want to go to Mecca. And pray at the Kaaba. At least once in your life. What's up? Go to Mecca? What are you talking about?
They?
Did you figure it out? I don't know what you're asking. Fasting! During the holy month of Ramadan, all Muslims must fast. Parentheses, no eating or drinking from sunup to sundown. And then finally you have almsgiving. All Muslims must donate to charity. Perfect. Now, fun fact, if you wanted to donate to charity, there are going to be 1,000 Afghan families brought to Tampa, by the way. Some are already here. And they are accepting clothes and furniture donations, all of that, at local charities around Tampa Bay. So you can just Google Afghan refugees in Tampa and you can come up. Oh my God, I'm not done. So, on your whiteboard, let's go. I didn't say go get it, Johnny. Let's go. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is it called when all Muslims must or want to go to Mecca to pray at the Kaaba? You must go at least once in your lifetime. Good. What is it? Sophie. Hajj. On your whiteboard, what is belief that Allah is the one true God? What do we call that? I gave you your notes back, right, Max?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. God. Faith. On your whiteboard, that better not be an earbud in, right? On your whiteboard, please tell me, all Muslims must donate to charity. What's a fancy term for it? Tanner, put up your mask, too. Good. Madison. Almsgiving. How many times a day must Muslims pray facing Mecca? Johnny. 5. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the holiest holiday of the year for Muslims? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is it, Brayden? Ramadan. During the month of Ramadan, what is the fancy term for not eating from sun up to sundown? What is it, James? Do you see the difference? Okay. Have a good day, guys.
Can you put that up, please? Appreciate it.
Have a good day.